National Carnival Queen 2021-2022. She's here to reflect on her reign over this past year. Another topic of discussion will be the imminent handing over of the crown at the much anticipated National Carnival Queen pageant next Wednesday. So, welcome back to Good Morning SKN, Nekirah. It's great to see you.
Welcome back. Thank you for having me this morning.
Oh, you're welcome. And as you can see, you're bringing some cheer. It's holiday cheer. It's all in the ear and the hearer, as you can check with Cortensia. But anyway,
I would have wear my ears too.
No. All right, well, we might be able to do something about that during the break that we've coming up. All right, so let's reflect on your first appearance on GMSCAN. You said that participating in the National Carnival Queen pageant was a dream that you had ever since you were 8 years old. I know that you surprised me at the time when you said that, and you said that it was surprising to some people in your circle. Has it been a dream that you have lived well? Was it everything that you dreamt of?
Yeah, I think it was actually more than I dreamt of in terms of the opportunities I gained throughout the journey or throughout the reign, in terms of being able to develop my platform and the opportunities I gained from, developing my platform. So yes, pageantry, no doubt, could be somewhat expensive, and keeping up with appearances and stuff like that, which I was not maybe necessarily prepared for. But outside of that, I think what I went in for, which was mostly, developing my platform, and, trying to expand on my, insecurities and building, personal development. I think I gained a lot from that.
Lovely. And since we're on platform, let us hover there for a minute. What was your platform and how has it been realized thus far?
My platform was the importance of implementing financial literacy into our high schools. And I did quite a bit of things.
Okay.
In terms of, do you want me to list them?
You can list a few, of course.
So, of course, like leading up to the show, I did a dance on budget project, which was basically like the moves attached to dances, and I visited a few dance groups and we played games surrounding that. I also visited That's My Sister, which is a mentorship group for young girls, which was like a budget simulation of like real life. I also did some guest appearances for a certain high school, and also, some motivational.
Okay. I realized recently that the central bank governor said they were going to go to the preschool and talk about money. Did you have any influence on that?
I am not sure, but I hope I did. I did collaborate with the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank in terms of being the host for the Financial Information Month Weekly Roundup, in terms of bringing forth what was happening throughout the week, throughout the ECCU member territories.
Nice.
So if I did, Kudos.
This is so funny. I tell you. All right. So let's talk about your reign as queen. As we continue to look back on the year, but also as we realize it's not yet done, have you grown or changed in any way since being crowned?
I would say absolutely. One would probably be public speaking. There were a lot of insecurities when it came to speaking, but I think I have grown tremendously. Before pageantry, I would say pretty nervous, but I think my chaperone did a pretty good job in terms of preparing me for the show and helped to calm those nerves in terms of either doing counseling and my support room. One of my very good friends usually try to, assist me in terms of if I have any like guest appearances or speeches coming up, in terms of, you should change this, tweak this, stuff like that. So I think my support system really, really helped in terms of preparing me for like public speaking engagements. And then as you went along, like that.
And I have to say here, when you said, I think my chaperone did a pretty good job in preparing me for the show. I think she did an excellent job because you captured the crowd. So kudos to her.
I looked at a video when you when the contestants were being introduced last year, because apparently you guys the little videos that you do, you were running, I think you were going to school, you were saying it's so cold in the morning.
Yeah.
you said you were afraid of public speaking. So I'm like, but you were speaking to us all the time. So you're speaking to the public all the time.
In a different capacity. Okay. When it comes to competition, there's a different level of, what should I say, public scrutiny.
Okay.
Yeah.
Understood.
Yeah. It's a little different when you're in like competition mode, because like, people kind of like delve into your life, or, more scrutinize every little aspect, versus if you're just being yourself and say, oh, I'm doing this, or this is what I've done, or whatever.
Yeah, because I was enjoying those little snippets that they were sending out to me all.
All right, well, this is not the only crown that you captured during this year, so congratulations on becoming the 59th JC's Queen.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Let's talk about that. Did this competition, the National Carnival Queen competition, prepare you for that in any way, and if so, how?
For sure. So, back to public speaking, because that's probably one of my, nerve-wracking, probably segments. So even for the Miss JC's, I was like really, really nervous for both segments.
I couldn't tell because I watched it.
Oh yeah. Wow. And even before going on, I'm really, really nervous. Even the night before, I was like, my chest is hurting, But I believe the Pageant Sensei home was much more, what should I say, challenging or difficult in terms of preparation. I think it's maybe just back to maybe like, that there is public scrutiny and that you're going to be facing these people afterwards. Maybe if you make a mistake. I mean, like, we're not all perfect, but, we still have to deal with it when you put yourself in the public light. When it comes to, in terms of the JC's competition, I probably prepared, let's say, roughly 2 weeks. 3 weeks for the JC's competition, but it was pretty much the same segments from the National Carnival Queen show, so it wasn't too difficult. Just really, really preparing for the interview segment.
Yeah. So we all need to be nervous and go up with a burning chest and get best interview, right?
No, being able to work through the nerves. Yes.
But I think that anxiety does something in terms of humility as well, because it's not like you're saying to yourself, well, I've got this, even though you're confident. So it kind of keeps you on your P's and Q's, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I would say definitely.
So did you feel any pressure while you were at that show amongst the other contestants?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, really?
I don't think I ever go into any show or competition feeling like
you got this.
I got this.
Jamie, say you.
I always feel like, I try to do my best and give 110%, but you just never know what could happen on the night and what the other contestants are fully bringing. And some people some like to hide a little bit, and they might blow us away on the night of the show, and things can happen, or you might forget something. Life just has a way of, uncertainties. So I don't like when it comes to like competition in terms of like.
Okay. Well, I just think I should let you know that Antigua was backing you, right? The whole Antigua. My friend was like, yeah, take it, Karen is gonna be like, of course.
And I appreciated all of the support that I gained throughout that time. Yeah. It was amazing.
All right, so let's turn the focus a little bit to your work with Women Empowering Girls mentorship program. Tell us about that experience.
It was very humbling. I say very humbling because sometimes we often forget that the support that we have and we take it for granted. But being in that position, and speaking with some of the girls, you realize how many of them don't get the support that they maybe often need, or just a little bit of encouragement, maybe from home, or even in the school system, or even from teachers. Because they're all humans too, and they could get a little bit discouraged. So it was nice to give them that little bit of positive reinforcement, and even like share my contact. Like, hey, if you really need to reach out at any time. And we also get the opportunity to write them a little note, and it was very surprising that they got like really emotional like after some of us like wrote notes. So
so sweet.
I think it was like very nice, and I think it's needed in our society in terms of, giving that positive reinforcement, especially from people who in society you may look up to. Because, as I mentioned before, even for the National Carnival Queen, at first, for me, it was Genevieve Hanley just being like my dance tutor, and only realizing now, like after speaking with her, she was saying like she was only like 18 years old, and I'm like, I think it was 18 or 19, she said she was. But like when I'm a kid, I'm thinking like she's so grown at that point in time. So you just never know what impact you can make in society.
Yes,
but I think it's also really needed for young men also. So if it could be something could be developed along that path, that would be really amazing also.
Yeah, the last time the ladies were here, I think they said they are doing something for the gentlemen. Yeah,
Great.
because it can be women empowering guys. Yeah.
Oh, that's what you're looking at. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Because I know that the Department of Gender has a mentorship program as well.
Oh, that's good. It should be publicized more, so more men who make a positive reinforcement in society could, come along board.
No, I'm just thinking maybe we need a Mr. Sinkit. How about that?
Who knows?
I know.
Carnival committee?
I know. Run with it. A Mr. Sinkit.
That might be the thing. Or we'll be back to touch. Why are you touching? What is going on here? Am I being? What was going on here? Oh, really? Is that how it goes? I'm gonna need. How long did you prepare? I'm gonna need 4 times that much. Okay.
During the break, as we chit-chatted, I was asking you, how do you make time for yourself? Because you wear so many hats and you do so many things.
I would say time management and trying to be very, very disciplined with my time management. I also have a friend that helps me manage my calendar. But yes, I'm involved in a lot of things. I work at the bank and I also teach dance for little kids on Saturday. And I'm involved in a dance group, Creative Soul Dance Group, which is on Wednesdays and Sundays.
Wow.
But I value quality time. So I try to fit my friends and family within that time. And I usually do that over food and board games.
Foodies.
I like experiences like also. So even if it's just getting like a little pedicure or going for a walk, I really value those things.
Well, that's important. Does it keep you grounded as well?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Even if I'm feeling like a little nervous or overwhelmed, I would just take a walk with my mom, or I might take my dog out for a walk. I say let me see if I can teach her a new trick or something, or play with her, which usually, pets are great. It really helped me in terms of, during my reign, I got a dog. So
sweet.
that was really good.
We're going to pry here. What breed and what's his or her name?
Her name is Gray. From the show Grey's Anatomy.
Okay.
And she's a Bull Mastiff mixed with Great Dane and Rot.
Oh, wow.
She's going to get 12.
She's already big.
Oh, wow.
I love that. You got to send us some pictures. We want to see.
Oh, sure. I sometimes post on my Instagram and oh my gosh, she's getting so big.
Yeah.
All right, we're getting into the animal zone. But apart from that, how does it feel to be handing over the crown to another ambassador?
It feels good to know that I feel good that I've done a pretty good job in terms of being a good ambassador for the country. Well, I hope that you guys think that I were.
I think you have a good approval rating.
Yeah.
I hope that I were. But it feels good. I was able to do a lot with my platform. I really wanted to do more, but with time and trying to balance everything, it was a bit difficult. I'd still have JCs to do a little bit more stuff with my platform. And even after I've given up the crown, my goal is to really continue to try and push financial literacy, even if it's out of the high school realm, but just for our people in general, or whoever needs it. And maybe one day I'll get into consulting.
Oh, look at you. I see every time you speak about a particular person, your face lights up. Can you guess who I'm talking about? How important is she in your life?
Which one?
Your mom. Because every time you say something about your mom, you blush. Even you say, I should ask mommy to bring a cup for me, and you blush. And I'm looking at you. Every time you say something about your mom, your cheek just gets pink.
So she's been absolutely amazing throughout my journey. leading up to my St. Kitts and during my reign.
Lovely.
So during my reign and leading up, I had gym. Gym was usually like 4:30 in the morning, and then I worked for 7:45.
Wow.
So I tried to get to the gym roughly like 5:15, and it's been an hour and a half. So by the time I get home, shower, everything, I don't really have that much time to prepare like a good breakfast. But usually when I get home, my breakfast is already made, or sometimes.
Look who just walked in. On cue, mom.
She prepares my lunch. So like, having such a busy schedule, just knowing that she have like certain things like under control for me really helps. And even like a lot of times, I sometimes forget the sash, or sometimes I forget the crown, especially because like I'm rushing.
Yeah.
She's always been like, oh, Nekirah, make sure you have this, or make sure you have that. And also my friend, Adia Dolphin, she has been absolutely amazing throughout the reign. I don't know what I would have done if she was not part of it. She helps me to manage my socials, my editing, make sure I remember to do this, remember you have this coming up. Because sometimes it gets difficult being involved in so many things, teaching the kids, and we just had a recital 2 weeks ago. Okay. So, we had a lot of practices coming up for that. So managing that and doing the public engagements could sometimes be like a little bit overwhelmed, and still like working and trying to do a good job in your, professional career. So
nice.
Well, you talk about the recital and managing the children. Have they been bedazzled by the fact that you are the reigning National Carnival Queen?
Well, only coming on to like the end, because like usually I think not so much the crown, but I would just say like maybe my personality, because I absolutely like love children. So I mean, like even coming back to teach when Miss Julie Martin asked me to come back to teach, I was like, sure, but I would really love to teach SPAX, which is the younger group. And that's just because I can be, fun and quirky and, not deal with too much, adolescence emotions at that time. But when kids are a little bit younger, you could, be a little more fun. You could be like, I love giving them that little encouragement and positive reinforcement also, because I think it plays a pivotal role when it starts like really young. And I love playing games. So it's only like coming on to the end when, I had more engagements with the crowd, like public, not just like guest stuff, like private stuff. But when they see me like in the public, like, oh, teacher. But outside of that, it was still always like teacher. And I feel like they're a little bit attached to me.
Aww.
I really love them also. I wouldn't have it any other way. They're amazing.
So what advice, Nekirah, would you give to the upcoming queen and contestants who are hesitant to enter future Miss St. Kitts competitions?
I would say once it's taken seriously, it can be a life-changing journey, because it was for me in terms of personal development. And if I could or had to do it all over again, I would do it all over again, just because of all the personal growth I've gained from the journey. I give also kudos not only to my chaperone, who did an amazing job, but also to the Carnival Committee, because they prioritize the developmental sessions throughout. I'm not certain how much the girls got in terms of the developmental sessions this year, but I would also hope that when preparing for the National Carnival Queen pageant, that you give yourself ample time to prepare. So even though you maybe have in mind that you want to prepare or enter into the future, that you start preparing a little bit in advance. I would say like a year would be a pretty good time, at least, versus like 3-4 months to prepare for the show. In terms of being hesitant, of course I was hesitant too, and I understand like the whole insecurities and back to the public scrutiny that you can gain from putting yourself out in the public. But I think it's a fear worth overcoming in terms of once you have like the right team and the right mindset, also it's a great opportunity for you to develop a platform that you're passionate about. You get to be in the public for pretty much a whole year and gain the attention. So if you have something that you're passionate about, I feel like pageantry is often seen as just beauty. But you're given such a platform and the public light. So I feel like you should take advantage of that opportunity and, bring something to society or, some community service outside of, just being a pretty face. And I think that's what pageantry really brings, that platform. And I was so happy to, share the importance of financial literacy throughout my reign. And I hope, I plan to continue being an advocate for the importance of financial literacy in our society.
Well, that's a very great answer. Public speaking is no longer a problem for you.
Not at all.
Great. And because this is a holiday edition, it would be remiss of me not to find out what the holidays are going to be like for the reigning National Carnival Queen. What are you doing?
The reigning National Carnival Queen holidays. So, leading up to last night, I was preparing for one of my closest friends' wedding, which I was the maid of honor for. So up until last night, I went to like a few carnival events, but I was really preparing for that wedding, try to be one of, a good maid of honor. So up until last night, I was good. So tonight, I'm going to soak a bench.
Oh, nice.
Yes, cool effect.
So
I'm really looking forward to that. I'm a bit tired from last night, but I'll be going. So I take a nap and I'll be going tonight.
Are you taking a bedazzled cooler?
I'm leaning on my friends tonight. Hope y'all listening. I'm leaning on y'all tonight because I've been pretty tired.
Yeah.
So I'm really looking forward to that. In terms of the parades, of course, I'll be on the side. I really wanted to participate in mass playing, but being an advocate for financial literacy, I really have to prioritize right now because I'd really like to get a vehicle.
Good. Okay.
I really like to get a vehicle and, advance a little bit more. I'm at that point in that age, becoming more
50 is the age,
So I'm trying to get things in order right now, and I would really like a vehicle, so I'm trying to save. Getting a vehicle, so I just have to prioritize a little bit. But I'll be watching you guys on the sideline, have some fun, and cheering you on. I really wish I would jump up with you, but next time.
You never know. If you put it out here first, you might see the universe just call and say, we have something for you.
Who knows? Y'all listening?
Kira, always a pleasure catching up with you. Please don't be a stranger.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome.
And, I really love the
vibes,
the Christmas vibes, the glasses and everything.
Sure.
Yeah, I can't wait to put on my. I hope my mom remember. Use the rhythm at work.